Today we're prepping 4 delicious vegan appetizers.
They're perfect for the Super Bowl, but can be enjoyed anytime you want a delicious snack.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video, our first video 2022.
We hope you had a nice holiday season and first month of the year. We're excited to be back. It's been quite a bit. It's been a long time, but it's been
a month since
nice
we last
break.
posted. Yeah, we had to take a break. We needed just to take a rest, let our creative juices, I don't know,
a little bit.
Yeah, we wanted to just kind of regroup and figure everything out on the back end, and I'm excited to be back. Today we are sharing 4 appetizer recipes with you that are all absolutely delicious. We have been working on these for the past couple of weeks, and I'm really excited for you to try them out.
Break out the deep fryer or air fryer.
We have options linked down below.
I know everyone's gonna ask, so.
Yeah, so all the recipes in all of our videos are always linked down below, and any other information that we can give you, we will put in the description box. And if you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments. We try to be as thorough as we can, but we do miss some things sometimes. And I don't know if I have anything else to say.
Let's just get cooking.
Dive into the video. Before we continue with this video, we wanted to give a shout out to Allform, who is sponsoring today's video.
If you're not familiar with Allform, they make sofas and chairs that are completely modular, so you can basically shape your furniture the way you want to.
If you have an awkward space, it will fit in your space. You can make it work, and what I love is if you ever move, you can add to it, you can subtract from it, and it's just really easy to put together, and it looks great in our living room.
You can make over 500 unique combinations with their furniture, and it's all...
It's
scratch resistant,
it's stain resistant.
It's stain resistant, which is great if you have pets. And you can assemble everything quickly and easily, no tools are required, and it gets shipped right to your door.
We have been wanting a new sectional for our living room, honestly, since we got our other couches. We got a couch and a love seat, and we realized we made the mistake because we couldn't comfortably lay down on them. They just looked a little blah in our space, and they were too small. So we finally got the sectional of our dreams. I absolutely love it. We have the 6-seat sectional with the chase and dark blue. Chris and I can both lay down comfortably on it, watch TV on it at the end of the day. We've fallen asleep on it many times now. It is so cozy, and I love it, and I can't wait for you to check it out.
Yeah, it's something we really look forward to, is just hanging out on our sectional at the end of the day and just kind of melting into it. We can both fully lay out, and the dogs are really comfortable on it too, yeah. Which is nice.
So it's funny because it's so much bigger than our other couch setup that I'm sitting on one end, Chris is on the other, and we're like, you're so far, but I don't want to go over there because it's so cozy over here.
And if you're nervous about making big purchases, Allform has a 100-day trial, so you can try your sofa or sectional or seat or chair out for
100 days.
Yes.
And if you don't like it, they will take it back. You will get a full refund.
They'll come pick it up for you. You don't have to mail it back or anything. So
but I promise you won't be doing that.
Super simple.
So if you want to check out Allform, we actually have our own link and a discount code down below in the description box. We hope that you love it as much as we do. And let's get back into the video.
The first recipe we're making today is spicy vegan mozzarella sticks. These are super good and really easy to make. First things first, we're gonna take a block of dairy-free cheese and cut it. So we're gonna cut it lengthwise and then into little half-inch sticks. Next, I have 3 bowls here. We're gonna be setting up a breading station. So in the first bowl, we're gonna add in some all-purpose flour and black pepper. In the middle bowl, we're gonna add a liquid vegan egg. We're using Just Egg here. If you don't wanna use Just Egg, you can also use almond milk and flour. But for this, we're gonna add the Just Egg in, and we're also gonna add some sriracha. And then in our final bowl, we're gonna add in some breadcrumbs along with our spices. We have onion, garlic, smoked paprika, cayenne pepper, red pepper flakes, and Italian seasoning along with some salt. Next, we're gonna take our cheese sticks and we're gonna first coat them in our all-purpose flour mixture. I like to use wet forks and dry forks here to make things a little bit cleaner. So I have my singular dry fork here, and I'm just gonna fully coat the cheese stick. Next, I'm gonna transfer the cheese stick into our vegan egg mixture, and then I have my other fork here to fully coat the cheese stick in the egg. And then lastly, I'm gonna transfer the cheese stick into our breadcrumb mixture, and I'm bringing back my dry fork for that, and we're just gonna fully coat the cheese stick in the breadcrumb mixture. And then we'll just transfer that to a lined baking sheet, and we'll continue with the rest of our cheese sticks. Now we're gonna fry our sticks at 350 degrees. We're using avocado oil here, but you can use any neutral oil that is high heat. We also have air fryer directions if you want that route. The recipe will be linked in the description. Once they're golden brown, we'll remove them from the oil and add them to a paper towel lined plate. You can serve them with marinara sauce and enjoy. I'm gonna be doing the taste test for this one by myself. Jasmine's not a huge fan of spicy food, so
Sorry.
She's behind the camera.
I'm also in my pajamas.
I wanted to mention before I try these, I used a jalapeno style Havarti cheese for this. It's from Daya. I just thought because I'm making spicy mozzarella sticks, it would just add to the spicy element of it. If you don't want to use spicy cheese, you can just use any mozzarella style cheese that you'd like, or any cheese that you'd like. This would work with pretty much any like block style cheese. The Miyoko's works really well. Any of the Daya blocks. I just wanted to say that, have fun with this recipe. You can customize it as you see fit. We also have a non-spicy version of this recipe on our blog. I'll link it down below also. That's the OG classic version of this recipe. So let's just dig in here. These fried up really, really nicely.
They're beautiful.
It's almost too nice to eat. Almost. The cheese gets super melty. Does have a little bit of heat, so if you like spicy stuff, you'll love these. Otherwise, use a different cheese, but
Your face is not even in it.
Oh.
Next up, we're making boiled peanuts, or in Tagalog, it's called nilagang mani. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. I have to double check with my mom. But this is actually a great recipe because you can make it in a pressure cooker. Super easy to make. Just dump it, cook it, walk away. You can make other recipes at the same time. If you don't have a pressure cooker, no worries. We have a stovetop instruction. We have the stovetop instructions on our blog, so let's get started. First up, you need some raw peanuts. I picked these up at my local Asian market, and these are the dried raw ones, but I read that you can also use the green raw ones. Those are the fresh raw. I will have more info in the blog post for you, but we're gonna rinse these and then we're gonna add them to our pressure cooker. Next, I'm adding in a ton of water and some salt. So I have this little steamer thing. It's from one of our appliances. I honestly have no idea where we got it, but I like to put that in, press down the peanuts, but this is very light and it will float to the top and the peanuts get out of the water. So I take a small ceramic dish and I put that on top, and that will weigh it down, and then the peanuts will cook perfectly. So I'm gonna add my lid on and we're gonna pressure cook that for an hour. Once it's cooked, we're gonna let it slow release for about 30 minutes, and then I like to pop a towel on the vent and vent. All right, we're gonna remove these things very gently. Don't burn yourself. Gorgeous. Oh my God, these are hot. Look at that. I've been practicing how to say this in Tagalog. So my mom says nilagang mani, but then I went on the Google Translator. They were saying nilagang mani. So you let me know if you speak Tagalog.
I'm excited. These
I am
look
too. They're
delicious.
so juicy. They're so much better served warm. When you eat them the day you make them, they're so good. It's a
What a great
perfect snack. Keep the leftovers in the fridge.
I feel like if these were in front of me, I would just eat the entire thing.
Yeah. I guess that's like mission accomplished, right? Mm-hmm. I've seen a bunch of different variations of this with other flavoring. So this is, like you saw, just salt. Very simple. But I've also seen some with peppers, garlic, soy sauce. Those sound really good too. So I definitely want to experiment in the future, but for now, I'm just gonna stick to the classic. Next up, we're gonna be prepping some loaded vegan nachos. And when we were planning this video, I immediately knew I wanted to make this recipe because we have a lentil walnut taco meat on our blog. It is delicious, but we've only ever served it in tacos and burritos. So I thought, why not put them on nachos? So first up, we're gonna prep our lentil walnut taco meat. You can really use any meat in your nachos, but we're gonna use this one. And if you need a suggestion, this is the one you gotta make. So first, we're gonna soak some green lentils and walnuts in some water. And once they are soaked, we're gonna drain our walnuts and chop those until they're like a meat-like consistency. You don't want them too fine, you still want them to have some texture. Then in a pan, I'm adding in some oil along with onions and garlic, and we're gonna cook those for a few minutes. And then I'm adding in my chopped walnuts and all of my spices. So I have cumin, chili powder, oregano, and cayenne. We're gonna cook those up for about a minute and then drain our lentils, add those in, along with some liquid smoke, fresh tomatoes, and vegetable broth. We're gonna mix that all together and bring the mixture to a boil. And once it's boiling, I'm going to lower the heat to a simmer and cover the pot and allow that to cook for about 20 minutes. Once we remove the lid, we're gonna continue cooking that until the liquid cooks off and the lentils are cooked through. Then season that with some salt and pepper to taste, add in some fresh cilantro. This is optional, but it is also great with a squeeze of fresh lime. Mix that through and you're done.
The next component to our nachos is a nacho cheese sauce. This recipe is super simple and just requires a pot and a blender. So we're gonna bring a pot of water to a boil and then add in our potatoes, cashews, and carrots. Once everything's nice and soft, we're gonna remove that from heat and drain it. We'll transfer that to a blender along with some unsweetened plant milk, nutritional yeast, pickled jalapenos, lemon juice, and some spices. And we'll just blend that up until it's nice and creamy. And that's our nacho cheese.
For the grand finale, we are going to assemble our nachos. So just take any platter of your choice. We're just gonna use a baking sheet here, it's easier. The other night we used a full baking sheet and it was so big. We had so many leftovers. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have known we had soggy nachos the next day. So we're just gonna make a small one today because this is probably enough for the two of us, but make it bigger or smaller depending on who's gonna eat it. So I have my baking sheet here. To that I'm gonna add some chips, of course. Then I'm gonna drizzle over the nacho cheese we made and then top that with our lentil walnut taco meat. We also prepared some of our Instant Pot beans. If you want that recipe, I'll link it down below, but you can use canned beans if you like as well. Our Instant Pot beans are a little tastier. We're gonna sprinkle that on top. Then we have some pico de gallo, some diced avocado, and sliced jalapeno. That's gonna be for Chris. I don't like spicy stuff, but he'll enjoy that. A drizzle of sour cream, and lastly, a sprinkle of cilantro. It is beautiful, it is perfect, and now we dig in. All right, we have the nachos balancing on a box of dates, which is not a good idea, so I'm gonna hold it too. Oh, I need to dip this.
All of our hard work here.
Yeah.
Now we get to enjoy it.
Absolutely perfect. Oh my God.
I feel like these are so much more satisfying with the homemade cheese and
The homemade
meat.
beans. Excellent.
So
It is a
good.
little spicy. It's just a little spicy for me. If you are sensitive to spice, you can adjust the pickled jalapenos and the cheese. And of course, don't put any jalapenos on top. My mouth is burning, baby. Yeah, if you try these out, please let us know what you think. I'm so stoked on these nachos. We do have a nacho recipe on our blog that we're gonna update because this takes it to the next level with the vegan meat. And like we mentioned, the meat is great for tacos, burritos, or you can eat it with rice. Honestly, it's really good with rice.
Yeah, in a bowl, anything.
Yeah. The last recipe we're preparing today is called Dynamite Lumpia. And if you don't know what lumpia is, it is a Filipino spring roll. And basically we're going to make, it's like regular lumpia with the meat filling, but, well, vegan meat, of course. It is stuffed in a pepper, and then that is wrapped in a lumpia wrapper, and then that is fried. It is reminiscent, I guess, of a jalapeno popper. I feel like this would be a good way to change things up. It's a different way to present it, and we're using serrano peppers today. We weren't able to find the proper peppers for this, but if you want to use jalapenos, you can also use those as well. So let's get started. So first up in my bowl, I'm adding in some vegan meat. Then I'm gonna add in some green onions, some garlic, and then lastly, some salt and pepper. And we're just gonna mix that together until it is nice and uniform. You can also add whatever else you want into this. So you can do my lumpia Shanghai recipe where I added in some carrots, I added in water chestnuts, soy sauce. Just play around with it. This is just a very simple, basic base that you can build off of. So for this recipe, like I mentioned earlier, we're using serrano peppers. The pepper that they typically use is called siling haba. I'm not entirely sure if that's the same as a banana pepper. My mom said it was. I'm gonna put a photo on the screen. This is the pepper you should use. We couldn't find it in our area, but if you can find it, use this one. But what you wanna do when you're getting your peppers is try to make sure that you pick out the straight ones. When they are curved, it's a little harder to wrap in the lumpia wrapper. You can still do it, but it's easier when they're straight. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our pepper, and I'm gonna take a small knife, and very carefully you're gonna cut a slit down the pepper. We're not cutting the pepper in half. You're gonna use 1 full pepper per lumpia. Once you cut it, take a tiny spoon. I use my little 1/8 teaspoon measuring spoon and scrape out the inside. So you wanna remove all like the gills, you wanna remove the seeds. Is that what they're called? I don't know what they're
Gills.
I don't know what they're called in the pepper. Just wanna remove everything on the inside. And this will also make it a little less spicy. If you're like me, you don't like spicy stuff, get all the seeds out of there. So to more easily fill our peppers, we're actually going to be using a piping bag for the filling. So we're just gonna transfer that vegan meat mixture we made earlier into a piping bag and cut it to maybe like a 1/2 inch wide tip. Start smaller and then just cut a little more as needed. It's just gonna depend on the size of your peppers. So we're just going to open the pepper up, add some cheddar cheese, vegan of course, or you can use any cheese of your choice, and then pipe in some of that filling. And we're just gonna continue doing that with all of our peppers. Next, we are going to wrap. So I have my lumpia wrapper here. Then I'm gonna have it as like a diamond in front of me. I'm gonna fold one of the corners in. Then I'm gonna lay one of the peppers on that corner and then fold the bottom corner up. Then I'm gonna turn it on 90 degrees, fold over one side, and then tightly roll the wrapper over the pepper. Because the peppers aren't completely straight, you may have to kind of push it into different places to make it really tightly wrap, if that makes sense. So we're going to tightly wrap that, and then to seal the end, I just take a little bit of water, wet the end, and then roll it over. Then we're just gonna place this the flap side down onto a baking sheet while we wrap the rest. And if it doesn't stick with just water, you can also make a cornstarch glue. I will link our recipe down below. Sometimes you need to do that with certain wrappers. With this one, I could just do water, but I think the drier wrappers, you need to use the cornstarch glue. So just keep that in mind in case yours isn't sticking. And all that's left to do is fry the lumpia until it is crispy and golden brown. I'm a little nervous because we were talking about this right before. It's like pepper roulette. Some of them are really spicy. You want to scooch in more? But then some of them are not. And you know I'm not good with spice, so we're gonna see how.
I got a really spicy one before.
I have a dip that I made just with soy sauce, white vinegar, black pepper, and some fresh garlic. And then I also have some sweet chili sauce as well. So I'm gonna go for the sweet chili. What about you?
I'm going for the soy sauce.
You know what? I'll go for the soy sauce
The
too.
toyo.
Because I did the sweet chili earlier. Wait. We gotta cheers.
That's so good.
I'm scared. No, not too bad. Really delicious. The pepper in the lumpia adds like the perfect crunch texture. Even though the lumpia shell is crunchy, it's like a different kind of crunch. It has more give to it. I don't know.
That's really good.
It's just way more texture in your mouth, and it's more, not more enjoyable, because lumpia in Shanghai is really delicious, but this is still really delicious.
It's like a fun twist on it.
On a jalapeno pepper. Jalapeno popper.
Pepper.
These recipes are not just for the Super Bowl. They're just for whenever you want a tasty appetizer for yourself or to share with friends and family. And I really hope you enjoyed these recipes. We had a lot of fun putting them together, and we think they all turned out really good.
As always, all of the full recipes will be linked in the description box down below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up.
Subscribe down below.
Yeah, comment and let us know which recipes you'll be trying, if any, and also just say hey.
We have a lot of fun things coming. We have a lot of videos planned and in the works, and should be a good year. So thank you all so much for sticking around, and we'll see you in our next video.
Peace.
Bye.